To be truthful, an octopus is one of the weirdest looking underwater creatures out there. But as weird as they look, they are equally intelligent and mesmerizing to watch. So join me today as we use those wiggly tentacles as our inspiration, add some art supplies, including spray foam, and create some 3D art. Now, let's dive in. Welcome, SeaRoxxers. Well, today's piece of art is going to be able to reach out and grab you. We're starting with an 11 by 14 board and a design of octopus tentacles that I created. And we're going to take these colors and create something like these colors. And to be truthful, I really didn't know how I was going to finish off the background, but I knew this was a really good starting point, and so I just kind of went for it. We need to transfer this design on here now that the paint is dry, and you know me well, I'm just going to use the old school method. The next step in our process was to outline all of those tentacles. I chose to use a hot glue gun. Now this one is a fine tip one, which I really like because it's so easy to use and it gives us more fine lines. Now I could have gone ahead and used crackle paste like I usually do, pipe that on, or a modeling paste, but we're just going to try something different and be truthful, I was in a bit of a time crunch. And yep, it's that time. We get to use this great spray foam that I've been having so much fun creating art with. Now, instead of spraying it right onto my project, I'm going to spray it onto like a piece of parchment paper, or you could use a wax paper. And then I'm going to take a little popsicle stick and then just scoop it off of there and scrape it onto the project. Now, I will leave an Amazon link for you in the description, so you can have the convenience of buying it online if you like. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I do get a small percentage back to me if you do happen to purchase it through the link. Now, using the foam this way gives me a lot more control. Otherwise, if I just sprayed it on, it would just be one big blob. And this gives me the ability to build areas up and add more depth, and while keeping other areas more shallow. Now, if you thought the foam part was fun, you haven't seen anything yet. It's time to dig out those craft knives, utility knives, X-Acto knives, whatever you've got, because we're going to have some fun. Oh yeah, and don't forget a Dremel. Now, I can't tell you how incredibly satisfying it is to do this. You just take one of your knives, kind of cut down at an angle, like making a little cave, and then use the Dremel to get a perfect, smooth little circle. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun to do. Now, let's be clear, this is not going to be anatomically correct. So wherever I can put a little suction cup is where it's going to go. The suction cups are everywhere, but it is so much fun. And I really enjoyed creating this piece. Now, I'm only going to, make about 100 more of these little holes. I'll be back. If you're enjoying today's video, don't forget to splash that like button. That way we can make great art together in the future. Our tentacles are now ready for some paint. Normally I would spray paint the foam, but in this case, I wasn't sure how I was going to finish it. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. It's getting a nice coat of a blue-gray. Now's the time to let your creativity run wild and create to your heart's content. Now I created a terracotta color as my jumping off point, and I made 3 more tints to add to it, and now I'm just going to play with some paint. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to also click that bell so you get notified of every video that comes out. Now, let's work on the background. All I'm gonna do is thin down some paint, do a little cross hatching, make it a little darker around the edges, a little lighter in the middle, and we'll see what we get. And yes, we are using the brush strokes to add texture to the background. All right, we're getting close to the end. Just some final touches. I'm going to use this beautiful deco colored gold pen. I will link it in the description for you. And I am going to put that right over the top of the hot glue. Now, resin will be going on the blue background, but our tentacles are going to get a coat of Arteza's acrylic varnish in satin. Again, I'll link that in the description for you. I am using art resin today, and I'm going to be giving it just a little tint of a pigment. So to the resin, I'm going to be adding some of this black pigment by Eye Candy and just a smidgen of iridescent glitter to add some depth. Now, the way I'm going to add the resin is to drizzle it on and spread it out as opposed to pouring it on, because I don't want it to overflow into the tentacles. Well, here's the part of the video where I need to give you a warning, and that is because we are using resin, but not because of the resin, because we're going to need to use heat sources such as a heat gun or a torch to get those bubbles out. Because those are high heat sources, you have to be very careful as you work around the spray foam. Those can cause, potential fire risks. So please use those tools and any other tools that you use at your own risk. But fabulous news, because our reveal is next. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed yourself and you're inspired by those octopus tentacles like I was. I invite you to join the SeaRoxx family. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends, salty or unsalted. Now, you can find me in other social media platforms, as well as my website and my Etsy shop if you're in the market for some art. Thanks for watching, and until next time, go beach or go home.